GM everyone, and thank you for joining us today. As a reminder, this meeting is for the DAO, and even though we go through updates from the contributors, we can discuss any questions or any topics that anyone in the DAO would like to discuss. All right, Guy, how's everything at your end?
Hey, Mod, doing well. Not sure I have the most substantive updates this week. Just continuing to push the proverbial boulder up the hill on all fronts. I guess with regards to the BIPs that the community should probably be aware of in the near future. The goal continues to be repurposing the budget, Seraph, and the Sunrise Improvements BIP, hopefully first week of next month or so. And otherwise sort of working on a smattering of different stuff, like coordinating the various audits with Halborn and looking into setting up hopefully a code arena audit of wells by the time that gets fully audited by Halborn. I think that programs like Immunify, where we have this like decentralized set of white hats incentivized to look at Beanstalk code, has proven to be a huge value add. So looking to set that up for wells in the next few weeks or so, and I think I'll leave it at that.
Okay, and do you think, or is there an idea or a plan on when will those BIPs be reproposed?
So hopefully the Sunrise Improvements BIP, which actually has some substantive updates to Beanstalk, unlike Seraph and the budget BIP, can go up on Immunify for a couple weeks. Call it Monday or something like that, early next week, and then hopefully propose to all three of them a couple weeks after that.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Hope to that end, with regards to the previous BIPs not passing, when the time comes, so just remind everyone the importance of discourse with regards to all these BIPs, and we'll aim to host, some more off the record office hours and such when the time comes.
Okay. Thank you, Guy. Silo Chad, how are things at your end? We see that wells are in review by the contributors. Any updates on that end?
Hey everybody. Yes, so we had a kickoff meeting with Halborn yesterday to start digging into the wells code. There's still some ongoing changes that Publius, Breen, and I are working on in the meantime, but they've been briefed on the code base and are beginning to spin up their process there. As a quick reminder, this covers the wells core code, and still in development are the pumps, which Beanstalk will use. So just wanted to let everybody know that, and I think things are starting to move forward with respect to the audit side. Happy to speak to any of the specifics in terms of what's still being worked on the contract side. If anybody's interested, just let me know. And yeah, I think beyond that, really look across the board, there's lots of stuff going on, on the SDK and the subgraph front. Perhaps Albine can talk a little bit more about the SDK work that he's working on. But before then, I'd just make one comment from something that I'm seeing from the Beanstalk Farm side for everybody that I think might be helpful. Over the last couple of weeks in particular, I think we've really seen an uptick in interest in Beanstalk, in particular from developers. So I've been around for about a year now working on Beanstalk, and there's been ups and downs in terms of times when developers were available to work on Beanstalk and interested, and other times where that wasn't the case. And I've been personally really, really excited about the amount of talent that's floating around these days. I think there's actually there's a couple people on the call now who we've been chatting with and just getting to know and working on some projects with. So thank you to everybody who's been reaching out and sort of talking to Beanstalk Farms about collaborating. I bring this up to say that, I think Beanstalk Farms is in a really unique position right now to go onboard some really great developers and contributors over the coming months. And I think the last couple weeks of interest has reinforced for me at least how how valuable having the budget on hand would be. So I know the budget's been something we've discussed over the last couple of weeks. Maybe the latter part of this meeting we can dig into that a bit more if Maud, you feel like that's the right direction to go. But just wanted to flag for everybody that we have a really unique opportunity to move right now and hire some really great people and kind of keep the whole machine moving. So and for what it's worth, that applies across the board. Solidity engineers, front end, back end engineers, kind of the whole stack is we need devs on the whole stack, and folks are available. So just wanted to make that note and also say that I'm just it gets me really excited to see folks interested in Beanstalk. So if anybody here is interested in working on Beanstalk or knows folks who maybe we should chat with, please contact myself or Guy or anybody else on Beanstalk Farms, and we'd love to kick that process off.
And Chad, is there a way that you recommend, let's say, whoever wants to apply to reach out? What would be the best way for them to reach out, to someone at Beanstalk Farms?
Yeah, I think if you're a developer, you can just basically reach me directly, tag me in the chat or DM me. My DMs are open. For all other things, I would go to Guy. But if you message either of us, things will get routed to the right place. So we're around all the time.
Is there value maybe in creating a channel that summarizes that, or even one of those bots where you just do question mark hiring and there are details there on what to do? Is there any value in that, Guy?
100%. Good call.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Chad, for the update. Sweet Red Beans, how are things at your end?
Hey, Maud. How's it going?
Going well.
Yeah, brief update from me this week. I spent the last week or so sort of rounding out some details in the pod marketplace and all the charting tools we've been building. So more specifically, some of the details around the interaction of the forms in the chart during the order and listing creation process. Sort of for the next week or so, planning to pause efforts on sort of the charting stuff that's going on to prep UI for the BIPs that are slated to go out soon. So the Dutch auction for the field, the withdrawal timer going to 0, and then spending some time hopefully reviewing the Wells UI that we developed a few months ago. So that's it from me. Sort of heads down this next week or so. Yeah, feel free to ask the questions if you have any. But that's it.
Thank you, Sweet Red Beans. Farmer Dan, any marketing updates at your end?
Hey Mod, how's it going? Yeah, I guess a few things here. So basically the focus for this month and sort of beyond is going to be highlighting all the recent development updates and advancements. We spent some time this week working on like a thread outline that we can use to highlight these different topics, and also like link any of the relevant documentation that already exists. So yeah, we'll be posting the first one today. It's going to be covering Wells a little bit, and then going forward, hoping to post like 2 of these a week, probably covering different topics. Things like why is composability important? What's toxic flow? The role that pumps have in the DEX architecture, and like just different things like that. So yeah, that's what I've been working on for the most part this week.
All right, thank you, Farmer Dan. Sink, I see that you are in the audience. Did you want to give an update or or so on the BOP, or are you satisfied with where things are at right now?
Hey, Mod. Yeah, the ethical return contract was deployed at the end of last week. Thank everybody in Beanstalk Farms for being part of that, moving that forward. And the on-chain message was sent to the exploiter. Hats Finance did a extended Twitter thread yesterday, giving a little bit more context, and we're just going to move forward on the white hat and security front at this point, unless the exploiter does resurface and returns the funds. But we're just going to continue to just move forward with the white hat and security effort. And as updates are available, I'll do my best to keep the community aware. And I did share a link to the thread that Hats Finance put out in the BOP2 channel for anybody that wants to refer to that. So that's all I have for now.
Thank you, Sync. ZK Ops, I'm going to server mute you, but let us know if I think someone already did. Okay. One more update on our end is our relationship with Task, who is the PR agency that we worked with, is currently on pause, or put it on pause. And we will visit that at a later stage. We don't think that this is the right time to continue it at the moment, so we've put it on pause effective January 15th. So that's a few days ago, and we will be revisiting that relationship at a later time. All right. Maybe before asking Publius about any updates or closing comments on their end, I'm going to pause here and give a few moments to see if anyone at the DAO or anyone in the audience have any thoughts or things that they would like to discuss. Okay, Publius, any closing comments or thoughts at your end?
How's it going, Mod? So sorry about the background noise. On this end, Wells, as Chad mentioned, is now with Halborn, or the core is, which is a very exciting update. Something we've been working on for months and months and months, and it's great to see some real progress on that front. There is still work to be done on the pumps and Beanstalk integration, as we discussed in class, but this does feel like a big step in the right direction. On this end, the main focus, or the thing that's occupying most of our brain power, is governance. And at this point, there hasn't been any update to Beanstalk governance since the exploit, or since replant, with the shift back to the shift to snapshot-based governance. And in general, we feel like that is that was always a short-term solution, but now that there seemed to be some major friction around getting BIPs passed, in general, the governance of Beanstalk seems to be the least common denominator of the system. So really trying to just give the governance system its due and think deeply about what a permanent permissionless governance system looks like, and how Beanstalk should handle dissent in the community and forks and things like that. So don't have really anything substantive to say on the topic at the moment, but the update on this end is that that's really where we are directing a lot of our focus at the moment. So not too much to add on things at the moment, but that's what's going on this end.
Okay.
One thing just maybe to tack on this end, just want to shout out the Beanstalk developer community. The release of Wells and the development of Wells has really become a community and community-wide development effort, and there's been so much help across the community and the Beanstalk Farms team, in really getting the wells to a place where it needs to be in order to truly be technology that can, stand up the test of time. So just want to, shout out all the people who have helped, across the board getting this project to its near completion, and really proud of the work that's been done, and really happy to get this on chain in the hands of the farmers.
Thank you, Publius. Okay, we can pause again here for a few minutes before ending this call, just to see if anyone again has any discussion or any topic that they would like to bring up. Feel free to unmute yourself and join the conversation, or just drop it in the Barnyard chat and I'll read it out loud. Okay, thank you all for joining us today, and we'll see you next week's meeting. Have a good day.